It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good morning, and we've arrived at Friday. I am Paul Fletcher.
That doesn't sound the same when you do it.
I know it doesn't, but I tried. I'm Paul Fletcher. That is Ryder. We've got Steve Gorman, but he's where is he today? Jersey City?
I don't know. I'm not his babysitter.
Oh, I thought he was off doing a rock show or something like that.
Somewhere on the East Coast, and we're trying to get him all plugged in and dialed up.
All right, fair enough. So we're going to get started because we're having technical issues with him. So we're going to get things rolling. Let's do this, shall we?
The show waits for nobody.
That's
Here
right.
we go.
Not even for Steve.
No,
all right, we're feeling Minnesota.
Bud.
All right, here are some headlines, friends. According to state police, the owner of the Lutzen Resort Lodge set fire to his own historic lodge and filed millions in insurance claims. Bryce James Campbell, 41 of Two Harbors, has been arrested and charged with multiple felony counts of arson and insurance fraud in connection with the February 2024 fire that destroyed the North Shore landmark. This is insane.
Dude, this is freaking nuts. I can't believe he burned down his own place. I mean, everyone talks about that stuff, but nobody ever does it.
Well, and here's the thing. He did talk about it. Just days before the fire, Campbell joked in a message on Facebook, like they're not going to track that, to just burn it. That's what he joked. He's looking at a maximum sentence of 80 years, all-encompassing 80 years total for all charges up to that. Yeah, well, that's what you get when you burn down a historic landmark that you own. Federal agents yesterday arrested Brian Cole Jr., a 30-year-old Virginia resident, on charges related to the use of an explosive device. He's suspected of planting 2 pipe bombs outside the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters the night before the January 6, 2021 storming of the U.S. Capitol. The arrest marks a breakthrough in a nearly 5-year probe that puzzled investigators.
Yeah,
Crazy,
I can't believe that they picked him up. Based on the video I saw, he did a real good job concealing his identity.
Yeah, he did.
They're always going to get you.
Yeah,
eventually.
That's the lesson. They will eventually get to you. A poll asked people how often they listen to music. And I'll be honest, as much as I love music and as much as we all love music, I was kind of surprised by this. 1 in 4 basically said constantly. 23% of us say we're listening to music almost all of the time. Is that you?
Oh, absolutely. And if it's not music, it's, something else on the radio or a podcast or I got the TV on. But yes, there is always noise happening in my world.
You know who the people I'm really concerned about are?
Who's that?
The 2% that claim they never listen to music. Those people frighten me.
Yeah, that's not legit.
No. Well, and if it is, I don't want to know you. Stay clear from me. All right, you know what? This isn't as fun because I dug this one up just for Steve, but it's still pretty cool. RC Cola is setting up to make a comeback. The brand is known for innovation. It was the first to sell soda in aluminum cans. I didn't know that. They were the first to do a low-calorie diet cola and the first to stage nationwide taste tests. I didn't know that either. The can design has stayed the same, and the parent company, Keurig Dr. Pepper, is keeping it that way, hoping nostalgia will boost sales. The soda is quietly making moves to become top of mind with consumers. So keep your eye out with a slogan like "Not a soft drink, just a damn good cola." RC Cola is not pulling any punches.
Is Steve there? There he is. Hey there, bud.
You're there just in time for RC making its comeback.
I know. I like to come in, on a high. And as you all know, I am a Royal Crown aficionado.
Yes, you are. I included that just for you.
Yeah, I've said for years, when you see one, get one, and you're going to be surprised, especially in the bottle. You'll be like, I can't believe how good this Royal Crown Cola is. Okay, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning. Happy to have you.
I shouldn't be surprised. I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey, so of course everything's a little under the table, if you know what I'm saying.
Things are a little hinky in Jersey, is what you're saying.
You didn't pay off the internet guy like you were supposed to.
I'm just gonna lead with this. Got into the hotel last night. I'm on the 9th floor of a hotel in downtown Jersey. Across the street.
Well, I'm sure this is a real great story, but we're missing most of it, bud.
Uh-oh. Really? I'm not there?
Now I gotcha.
It's been a little intermittent, but go ahead. Go on.
Oh, well, okay, real quick. So it's a bunch of apartments, and I'm watching people go about their business. They're feeding the cat. They're making dinner. And then there's one apartment that is literally a casino.
Oh, no way.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, blackjack tables, roulette tables, and shady-looking people. It's like I'm watching it's a Sopranos shoot or something. But no, I didn't see any cameras. I saw no evidence of this not being a real off-book casino in someone's apartment.
How many dollars are you up from blackjack then?
Oh, no, I
Okay.
just got, the connection's fine. I was late getting off the table. Sorry.
Right, yeah. Land managers may have a new natural tool to help eradicate the emerald ash borer in Minnesota. It's a parasitic fungi. This week, the U of M released the results of a new study that found 10 fungi from the state were all successful at infecting emerald ash beetles, with 3 fungi even reliably reducing the beetle's lifespan. That's amazing. Science.
There we go.
Science.
Taking them out.
That's pretty strong. You know, last week there was a story about fungi eating radioactive material at the site of Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it's safe to say the future is all about the shrooms, people.
Maybe we need to stop eating mushrooms because they're going to do our job for us and save the planet.
That's where I'm going with that one. Yeah. Mushroom free for the future. That's the slogan right there, baby.
In shrooms we trust. An Italian man allegedly tried to play the system after his mom died and now is facing consequences. This dude is apparently from a small little town, and he kept collecting his mother's pension after her death 3 years ago and kept her body in the basement. Her ID expired this year, so the man dressed as his mother to renew it so he could keep getting her money. Needless to say, he was busted. Authorities say the son was a nurse and used his skills to mummify his mom.
Ugh. Yuck.
I mean,
He keeps
listen,
the lotion in the basket.
I'm hardly the first and won't be the last person to say that Italian men are all mama's boys, but this is taking it a whole step too far. I mean, come on. Mamma mia, that whole thing. It's very real, culturally speaking, but come on, dude, you got to know where to cut your losses.
A new film called Sleigh Day is set to hit screens in fall of 2026, but it isn't just a movie. It's being described as an interactive slasher film where viewers get to influence what happens next. The audience doesn't just sit back, they choose, and the horror unfolds in front of them. After a run in theaters, the plan is to release it on both traditional streaming services and gaming platforms. If this thing works, it could blur the line between film and gaming and become a whole new subgenre of storytelling. I don't know how they're going to do this in theaters, but
that's hopefully the last time I ever hear about this.
It's like choose your own adventure books back in the day.
Dude, I freaking hated those.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah,
I
of
would
course.
choose wrong, and then the book would be over after I'd read like 15 pages. I was real bad at choose your own adventure stuff.
Even as a kid, I was like, whoever wrote this, make decisions yourself. That's the job of the writer. Don't give me 12 options. You pick the one and commit to it. You bunch of limpies. Oh, it just drove me. And there was a video game that came out in the 80s, you know, back when video game arcades were a thing. And it was a whole, you could, you know, you would pick your own course to go through these adventures. And I was like, that's ridiculous. No, you put it, you give me the maze, I'll get through it. Don't let me choose every little thing. Like, you know, I don't know. I make decisions. Writers write. Filmmakers film. All right,
Fair
I'm
enough.
off my high horse. I'm sorry. I'm in a bad mood when I think about gaming and movies coming together. Leave the gamers in the basement where they belong. All right, let's talk sports quickly. The Timberwolves have figured out a little something, which is what to do in the fourth quarter of these games they keep blowing. Sunday against the Spurs, you had Julius Randle, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Dante DiVincenzo, and Mike Conley playing the whole fourth quarter. And then late in the game, you sub Ant in for Conley. Last night, for the second game in a row against the horrible Pelicans, that team went out for the fourth quarter, although Ant was in place of Conley, and they played the entire quarter. It's very unusual for an NBA team to make no subs through the fourth, but you got to get Rudy Gobert out of there. The Wolves went on a 17-2 run to put the game away. So basically what I'm saying is they're tinkering, they're working with fourth quarter lineups. So far, so good. I'm just glad to know Finch hasn't just said, hey, they're bored. They'll wake up one of these days. He's actually still working on it. J.J. McCarthy says that the recent coaching staff's shift from, hey, screw your fundamentals, just open yourself up mentally. He says that's been great in practice, which is exactly what we would expect him to say.
Sure.
He went on to say, look, J.J. McCarthy called himself a natural overthinker and says, this is being better now. I'm not worried about my footwork and posture as much as just working on my accuracy, which, of course, helps if you have good footwork and posture. But, hey, listen, I'm not going to begrudge the kid. Let's go, baby. The Wild, it had to end at some point, and it ended last night in Calgary. The Wild were in a tight game and very characteristically had 4 first period power plays and came up empty on all 4, including a 4-minute power play. It was a tough one for the Wild as they dropped a game last night 4-1. Urov is returning imminently. Rossi not back anytime soon, or Foligno. So we got reserves coming in at some point, just not quite yet. And there it is, Oakdale. Good to have you with us.
Game on, Oakdale.
Hi, Oakdale.
That's what I'm saying.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
It is Friday, December the 5th. Happy birthday to Thomas James Gorman, number 3 on the Gorman 8. My man out in Denver, Colorado.
Is he my favorite one because he introduced you to the Beatles instead of spinning those Bee Gees records?
That is exactly right.
Yeah.
A man by simply trying to protect his own sanity, set me off on a collision course with destiny. He takes full credit for it as well. He should. So,
hell yeah! Happy birthday!
In 1970, he handed me Rubber Soul, Help, and Meet the Beatles, and the rest was I don't know if it's history, but it was anyway. It was me going, oh, okay, maybe I'll check the Fab Four out now. And anyway, I heard Ticket to Ride, and I said, I've got to go play drums. And you know what I've always said about Ringo Starr's drumming? When you hear it, there's no question who that is. Ringo Starr is as iconic a drummer, unique feel, everything about him. Normally, we talk about singers. Oh, you always know that guy when you hear his voice.
Right.
I would say the same about drummers. I'd say the same about guitarists. If Peter Frampton puts his hands on a Les Paul, it sounds like Peter Frampton. Okay, so here's a quiz. Here's a test. I want to play a quick bit of music here, and I want you to tell me if you think you know who this singer is. And this is from a recently released Coca-Cola commercial.
I stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Okay. I mean, that sound makes me want to drink a Royal Crown Cola, but Coca-Cola has this as one of their new ads. So let's just throw it out there. Who is that voice, Paul Fletcher?
Well, that is clearly trying to be Johnny Cash.
Why do you say trying to be?
Fair enough.
Because I know it's not Johnny Cash, so that's why I would say trying to be Johnny Cash.
But would you say it's immediately recognizable, and that's what it makes you think of?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Well, to your point, so a lot of people heard that and thought, is that like a song by Johnny I never heard before? Did they go to the vault and pull one out?
Okay.
No, Coca-Cola hired a guy named Sean Barker, who is a professional Johnny Cash impersonator, to sing a song for a Coca-Cola advertisement, as they say. And the Johnny Cash estate heard it and went, hang on a minute. The Man in Black don't swill for Coca-Cola, or I should say shill for that swill. And so they filed a lawsuit. They are asking for Coca-Cola to remove the ad from the air, as well as $75,000 in damages, which in the grand scheme of things might not seem like all that much. They're saying, look, guys, the Johnny Cash estate heard from listeners, heard from fans going, why would you put his music in a Coke ad? And they lost their minds, as well they should. Their attorney said, listen, stealing the voice of an artist is theft. Whether it's his voice or not, you're taking his integrity, his identity, his humanity by making people assume it's him. Johnny Cash, of course, has been dead over 20 years, but the point remains, the lawsuit is pending right now, and Coca-Cola is trying to say, like, we just love Johnny Cash, and we thought it'd be cool. I guess the first question is, would you ever find yourself? See, if I heard that, I think the first thing I would think is, even if my brain said, "Oh my God, that's Johnny Cash," my gut would say, "There's no way that Johnny Cash Estate would let him do a Coca-Cola ad. It just doesn't seem on brand, Paul.
I was streaming on Hulu, and that ad came on. And I thought, and that's what caught my attention. Is I was like, oh, what's this Johnny Cash thing? I haven't heard this. And I started paying attention. So it did exactly what it intended to do. And I think the other thing that makes their case junk, Coca-Cola's case junk, is they went and got an impersonator. That tells me you're trying really hard to mimic the man.
Yeah, and not the first time this has happened. Some other fairly iconic singers have been caught up in very similar lawsuits. I'm curious, would you buy that? Would you think twice? Would you turn it up and go, wait, is that him or not? 651-989-ROCK is your Luther Westside Volkswagen talk and text line. I want to hear, is this a big deal? Should the Cash Estate say, hey, it's making people talk about Johnny? What's the big deal? Where do you sit on this? I think it's nuts. I'm all for the Johnny Cash Estate.
Yeah.
Sue everybody is the words that we all heard from the Jerky Boys back in the day. 651-989-ROCK is your Luther Westside Volkswagen talk and text line. Paul Fletcher, any thoughts from the text line?
Wally says these mega corporations get tax breaks, sweetheart land deals. They have congressmen in their pockets. They already get a free pass everywhere. Screw them. They messed up. The Cash Estate should get every cease and desist request granted and every penny they ask for.
Wow.
Wally, my
Boom.
brother.
Yeah.
Wally's
all
real
right.
intense
I
this
can't-
morning.
And you know what? If you
I
ask,
can't do anything better than that.
and if you ask me, the fact that the Cash Estate asks for such little money shows it just gives more integrity to their case. It's not like they're like, some absurd amount like $5 million, like it's a cash grab or whatever. Like this is just like, hey, we just want what's right.
Yeah, we just want what's right, and that's to never hear that crap again. I am a big fan and have been for many, many years of an artist named Tom Waits, who I'm sure everyone has at least a passing familiarity with. Sure. And if you know anything about Tom Waits, you know that man's voice is very unique. In 1988, the Frito-Lay snack food company had a new product on the market, the Salsa Rio Doritos, and I and a lot of other people went, oh my God, I can't believe they got Tom Waits to do this ad. Take a listen to this.
There's a new tortilla chip called Salsa Rio Doritos. It's Buffo, Bafo, Bravo, Gung-Ho, Tally-Ho, but never mellow.
Tickle your taste from tangy tomatoes, flavored peppers, oodles of onions and sassy spices. New Salsa Rio Doritos.
Now that tongue tickler's quite a tickle. It's confounded reason and perplexing.
And I was like, hey, man, I guess Daddy needed a new Cadillac or something. But
Sure.
I was almost as surprised as Tom Waits when he heard it, because that was not Tom Waits. And boy, this sound alike in the Doritos ad, though. I mean, really, really well done. So Waits went berserk. He heard from friends. I mean, he was hearing about it from people, and he was furious. Tom said, look, at the time when he sued Frito-Lay, I love this quote. He said, I get things like this all the time. People ask me to do things. They offer me a whole lot of money, but I don't want to get on that bandwagon. You know, when a guy is singing to me about toilet paper, it kind of makes me sick. You might need the money, but do something. Come on, dude. This is a quote. Come on, man. Rob a 7-Eleven. Do something with dignity and save us all the trouble of having to pee on your grave. So anyway,
boy.
Tom was not happy about it.
What a brilliant mind.
And so he sued Frito-Lay, who at that time was the largest snack food company on earth. And it was a jury trial that went Tom Waits' direction to the tune of $2.5 million.
Man.
Buckets.
That's
In 1990.
That's 1990, $2.5 million, which
crazy.
My math tells me that's 35 years ago, and that's a whole lot more money today.
Yeah.
So good for you, Tom Waits.
They gotta sell-
$2.5 million. Yeah, drop in the bucket to Frito-Lay, but boy, that's life-changing money.
You got to sell a decent amount of Cool Ranch Doritos to come up with that money.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
salsa
you really
ones were
do.
pretty good, though. I will say that the salsa Rito, whatever the hell they were pretty damn good.
Okay, fair enough. When you ate them, if you ate them and didn't drink water, you started to sound like Tom yourself. That's how that worked.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It's Friday, December the 5th. I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey, because I got a gig here tonight with Golden Smog, which is me, from Parts Unknown, Jeff Tweedy from Chicago and a band called Wilco, and a whole bunch of cool people from Minneapolis. Gary Lewis and Mark Perlman from the Jayhawks. Danny Murphy was in Soul Asylum forever and ever, and now he's in a great band called The Scarlet Goodbye. Craig Johnson from Run Westy Run now plays for the Jayhawks. We are going to be having ourselves a fine, fine weekend. Jersey City tonight, New York City at the Bowery Ballroom tomorrow night.
That's very cool.
And then Tuesday night, we're in Chicago at the Vic Theater. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And got in yesterday and had this great you ever have this when you travel? You get on the plane and it takes off on time, and then you're in the air a few minutes, and the pilot comes on and he goes, "Hey, folks, just so you know, we're going to be slowing down a little. There's a big backup of incoming traffic into Newark due to high winds. So the flight's going to take a little longer than expected, but it should be fine, and we'll let you know as we get closer." And anyway, long story short, it's about a 2-hour flight, and about 2 hours into the flight, we're still not seeing anything that looks like Newark.
No.
And by the time we land, as windy a landing as I've ever experienced. I mean, just left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, and then, okay, we're on the ground. And then we land, and then we taxi, and we continue to taxi, and then we continue to taxi, and the plane doesn't stop moving for a solid 10 minutes, and then it stops, and we wait 25 minutes to get to the gate because there's backup. We've got some gate traffic we got to wait. So from touchdown, actual wheels down to walking off the plane was over 40 minutes.
Damn.
God.
Yeah.
It's
just one of those days.
It's the worst, too, because you're like, oh, we're here. Oh, but I got to wait forever. Yeah.
Oh, so close. And then your reward is you get out and you're in Newark, New Jersey. So anyway, but Jersey City's really nice, and the gig's going to be great tonight. Looking very forward to it. Hey, actually, from... What? Go ahead, Ryder.
Quick question about the gig. I've seen Golden Smog before. You guys throw in some covers. My favorite would be the Mission of Burma one. It's Christmas time where you are. Do you guys do any Christmas songs, or you're too cool for that? And the answer, if you're too cool for that, is totally fine with me.
No, well, the first thing that comes to mind is I wouldn't be surprised if we knocked out a little Big Star. Jesus Christ was born today. That song on Big Star's third. But we're gonna have an extra long sound check today to work up a couple of last minute suggestions like that one. So I wouldn't be surprised if something happens. If at the very least, I'll give you my word, maybe we won't play a Christmas song, but I'll throw some sleigh bells in somewhere just to add that little,
Yes.
You put sleigh bells in, you put sleigh bells on Ace of Spades, and it's a Christmas song. That's all it ever takes.
That's right. I like it.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing about sleigh bells. It's Friday, December the 5th, and if you are a kid of the 80s, maybe early 90s, and you've been sitting around thinking to yourself, man, if I could only get a hold of those fudge chip peanut butter boppers again, my life would make sense. Fudge chip peanut butter boppers, whatever the hell that is, they're back, and you can thank Stranger Things for that. The Netflix sensation Stranger Things season 5 just hit, and they have brought back the characters in the show are apparently enjoying fudge chip peanut butter boppers, which sounds like a euphemism, but is not. It's a snack that I guess I missed in real time. Do either one of you remember the fudge chip peanut butter bopper?
I was just going to say, so it's not only me that doesn't know what the hell Steve Harrington is eating.
Oh, God, these things were awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I loved them. Yeah, they were super, super good. Now, I will fully admit, I had completely forgotten about them. But as soon as they took them off the truck in the first episode of Stranger Things, I went, oh, my God, those. Now, the part that sucks is I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my hands on them again. But, yeah, they were they're really good because you got the creamy peanut butter and it's like a Rice Crisp cereal chunks that are on the outside with the fudge. Think of that combo. It goes together perfectly.
So
no, I looked at the photo of them and I thought, okay, I could think of a lot of things that looks like, and none of them are appetizing or appealing. It looked like something you'd find in the field on a farm, but. That's beside the point, because apparently you remember them fondly. Yeah. And I do like all the ingredients, all the things you just said, so it makes sense it's pretty good. I should say Nature Valley has re-released them, but just to be clear here, not on grocery shelves. They're selling them in a kit. You have to purchase a kit. You'll get 4 boppers, a shirt, and a recipe card for $19.87.
Which is the year that Stranger Things is set in.
That's the year Stranger Things is set in. Starting tomorrow, they're going to give away 250 boxes while supplies last, which I imagine with the success of Stranger Things, they will last about 1/4 of 1 second.
Okay, Fletcher just looked at his watch to see what day it is and see if he can get on this thing, just so everyone knows.
Yeah, no, I totally did. 'Cause I think the giveaway actually drops today. Because it says 12/5 to 12/8. That's why I looked at the watch. Here's the thing. On 12/3, they opened them up for sale. And I clicked on that. They are sold out. They're sold out. So, yeah, this thing
there is a website. If this is singing your song, there's a website you can go to, Srebop, which is the word boppers backwards.
Super clever.
SREPPOB, Srebop.com to snag your box. Oh, because of the upside down, the backwards, the this and that, the hootenanny, the kumbaya-ness of the show. So first of all, how is season 5?
I think it's been great. I don't want to do any giveaway, or I don't want to give away any spoilers because we all watch these things on different timetables.
Sure.
We've watched 3 episodes of the 4 that have been released. They've gotten better and better each episode.
Why haven't you watched? I've watched all 4. Why haven't you watched number 4 yet, dude?
Because we have a 3 schedules. The 13-year-old, me, and my wife, all to coordinate, and we watch them all together. We don't watch them without each other.
Okay.
Well, it's just how we do it.
The kids don't want to watch them.
Yeah, they do. In fact, the 13-year-old's been begging. We haven't been able to coordinate the time.
So let her watch it. All her friends have seen it.
Don't tell me how to do it.
I can't believe you haven't let her watch this yet.
Yeah.
We've watched 3 episodes. We have 1 left.
Wait, there's only 4 episodes?
Yeah, there's 4 now, and then there's 4 more coming, and then I don't remember how many exactly there are total. I think it's 8 total or something like that, but they're releasing them in intervals.
I watched 2, I think, the day after Thanksgiving, and then 2 the next day.
Oh, you waited until all the way after Thanksgiving to watch the first episode? We knocked out the first episode that night. What are you waiting for?
I had plans. I had to go to a party and stuff like that.
The turntables have turned.
The turntables have turned.
That's how Michael Scott said it.
That's what they do.
Yeah,
that's what they do. So here's a question. So Stranger Things, I know I watched a few episodes of the very first season when it came out 100 years ago, and I don't really remember a thing about it. And everybody says it's great, and I'm sure it is. But here's my question. The show is set in the late 80s. Is there ever been a moment on this show, and I honestly don't know the answer. I'm not trying to set up shtick, so if it's yes, I'll think it's funny. Do they ever sit around and listen to Bon Jovi records?
No. It's mostly...
I'm asking because I know that Millie Bobby Brown is married to John Bon Jovi's son in real life.
Right.
If they thought they would fold that into a storyline, I think that would be kind of funny.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
There are rumors that some of these significant others that have developed through the show are going to make appearances, like quick cameos. So it sounds like John Bo's kid will actually end up in one of the episodes briefly. But no, not that I remember. It's not been a ton of rock and roll. It's been more like new wave and like Euro pop and stuff like that has been featured in the show.
Yeah, that's what always happens. You get the showrunners, the adults, who look back at a time frame and they think, well, if I had been a cooler kid, I would have been listening to Kraftwerk, and then they put that in the show instead of the fact that they were listening to John Cougar the whole time. They don't want to admit that in real time.
Now they haven't gotten that deep, but yes, it's exactly it. It's so funny.
I mentioned that if I could bring anything back, I always think about Quisp cereal. You mentioned earlier in the show, Paul Fletcher, RC Cola is on the bounce back. The Royal Crown Cola, that's my preferred cola of choice. So think about it. If you could bring back a snack or a drink or, the thing from your childhood that you can't track down as easily as you once did, what would it be? Is there a thing that immediately comes to mind? And by the way, if someone out there is saying, there's something I'd bring back. It's the fudge chip peanut butter boppers. I want to hear from you because that's fascinating to me. I'm a Quisp and Royal Crown Cola guy. What are you bringing back? On the Facebook page, Ryder, we got a few answers already.
I don't even know what this is, but Carol says Screaming Yellow Zonkers, which is a great name for a punk band. Rebecca posted a picture of something called Worms in a Can that looks like it's from the Depression, and I would never eat this.
I remember those.
Really? Is it from the Depression, in fact?
No, but that's a really good analogy.
Okay, well, what is it?
You know what? I
Is it
just
like a
remember seeing like
candy,
candy
or-
stores. Yeah, it's like I feel like I don't know that I've ever had them, but I remember seeing them. Like I think they're mostly in like specialty candy stores.
And Steve, Mary is getting on your Quisp cereal train.
Oh, Quisp is the best. It's a little spaceman with a giant head and the tiny ears. Come on, man. Quisp was what it was all about. And the shape of the Quisp cereal, it was like a little miniature, like a little disc with concave, so milk could sit in each individual piece. Oh. By the way, trust me, Screaming Yellow Zonkers, I remember them well. It was like it was a popcorny type of snack that was really something for a minute there. For a long time probably. But yeah, as soon as I heard that, I immediately thought, wait, there's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know the text line has been a light. Paul Fletcher, the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking text line.
Yeah, but the Screaming Yellow Zonkers were like candied a little bit. I used to love those. I completely forgot about those. Steven said, bring back Shock Tarts or Zaps. Okay. 952 says Rondo soda and marathon bars. I love that.
I'm seeing a lot of Rondo soda.
Marathon bar.
Slam it down.
Yeah. Our buddy John in Somerset said those boppers were good enough that I remember them after 40 plus years, and having only had them in-house as a child maybe twice, they didn't last. Last but not least, Luke Luke in Waconia says, and I love this, I might be willing to commit various felonies for a half-gallon carton of Yo-J. Who remembers Yo-J?
It was yogurt juice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Describe Yo-J a little bit.
It was just basic. we kind of have it now because it is just a yogurt drink. It was just a thinned-out yogurt, probably loaded with sugar in various flavors. And it was pretty delicious, though, because when that did hit, we had nothing like it.
Never heard of that, and I don't know what Rondo is.
I wasn't allowed to have
lot of people
Rondo.
talking about what is Rondo? It's a soda? It's like a pop?
Fletcher?
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh,
it's a citrus soda. I never had it. In fact, I'm not even sure I remember it. Popular lightly carbonated citrus soda from the late 70s, early 80s, known as the Thirst Crusher. They came in bright yellow cans.
That would have been right in my wheelhouse. I was a Mountain Dew kid, so it sounds kind of like in the same family as a Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Did
763
you guys-
text line is saying this generation's or Gen X's Mountain Dew is Rondo soda.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Did you guys ever have a candy bar called a 7-Up?
A candy bar
Not
called
the
a
drink,
7-Up? No.
A candy bar.
Describe it.
7-Up was insane. It was a candy bar that was... It was like compartmentalized. Like, okay, you know how you get a candy bar, it comes in little squares?
Yeah.
And you can break off one square? Okay, but these had fillings, and each one was a different filling in one candy bar, like a minty one, a caramel one.
Okay.
Like coconut. It was crazy, but it was 7 different types in one candy bar.
They should make those again.
Oh man, I was so into those.
Why'd they
and
get
they weren't easy to find.
They probably,
It
you
was
know
like,
what?
I feel like when I was a kid, they were already like old school back then. Like you didn't see them very often. But I just hit me like, oh my God, I remember that. And then I'm thinking about other things too, not just necessarily snacks, but of course my thoughts always race right back to the Taco Bell Enchilito. I've never gotten over the loss of the 3 black olive Enchilito.
The image I found of the 7-Up bar, it shows 15 cents for a price tag. So, yeah, that must have been super old school. Number one. Number two, my guess is filling each of those individual pockets probably too not cost effective to manufacture. So they probably went that way. Man, I would eat that in a second, though.
I remember getting a can of pop from a machine and putting in a quarter and getting a nickel back.
That's a real thing?
A 20-cent can of Coke. Yeah. Back when I was, I'm trying to flex my age here, but I'm just saying, a 15-cent candy bar wasn't as far back as you might think. So, but yeah, 7-Up bars, that was definitely something when I was a kid, I was like, huh. Oh, I got to share this one. Hummus Bob on the text line just jumped in and said the McDLT from McDonald's. Do you guys remember the McDLT?
No.
The hot stays hot and the cold stays cold.
What was the McDLT?
It was a burger. It was you got a hamburger, and like the burger and the melted cheese on the bottom bun were in one side, and then the top bun with the lettuce and tomato on the other. So they would stay cool and crisp, and the burger stayed hot. And you would assemble it yourself, sort of, was kind of the thing. And let me tell you something. When that bad boy hit the streets, it was like, oh my God, if you had a McDLT, my life would never be the same. And it lasted just a few years. And then everybody realized, no, that good old-fashioned quarter pounder cheese still does the job. Mm-hmm. That's how that works.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
We've got a couple friends from MSP Plumbing Heating Air in studio with us. We were rocking the pantry with MSP, a screaming success, our food drive benefiting the Open Door Pantry in Eagan. And we thought, let's have Wes and Ashley come in because this is a time of year when a lot of people have a lot of questions about their HVAC, about their heating. And it's probably good not to ask me, Ryder, or Paul Fletcher about these things. So,
probably
with
true.
that in mind, first things first, Wes, Ashley, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. My name's Wes. I'm the HVAC service manager with MSP. We've been serving the community, specializing in plumbing, heating, and cooling since 1918. And then I brought Ashley Spores with us. She is one of our technicians, so she's actually out in the field doing the work.
Okay, right on. Since 1918, so in my mind, that just means you guys were lighting fires back then, and now you got actual equipment. So that's pretty exciting.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about this. Wes, Ashley, what's the? Okay, we've got a lot of questions, but this time of year, when people really need to make sure that heat works, is there one thing that will lead to more difficult? What one simple thing is overlooked where you guys more often than not get out there and go, oh, it's going to be this very thing? What's the simplest thing we overlook?
Changing out your filter regularly.
Man, I knew that was coming.
Is that it, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how often should the filter be changed?
If it's a 1-inch filter, it should be changed out monthly. If it's a 4-inch filter, roughly every 3 to 4 months.
Monthly?
Okay,
yeah.
so
I'm way behind.
yeah, well, the 1-inch, yeah, baby. Okay, here's the question then. So, is there one that you prefer? What type of filter is the? You get those little cheapies, and then you got the really expensive ones that are thick, and that you feel a little more impressed with yourself when you get those. Do they all work as well? What do you guys recommend?
We recommend a MERV 8. The higher the MERV rating, the more restrictive it is. The lower the MERV rating, the more that's going to pass through there and get onto your blower wheel.
Okay. All right. I love the blurv wheel. I like the technology, the terminology. That's exciting.
Good band name.
Okay, so whatever. So the MERV, that's the rating system for how much it's letting through, and you recommend going. You said to an 8. So I imagine that's the a little more expensive, but obviously if it's protecting your system, more than worth it.
Yes.
Is it? I've been told though that you can cheap out a little bit as long as you're regular with replacing it like every month.
I would say a MERV 8 at the absolute lowest.
Okay.
Just because
At the lowest,
while the
okay.
filter is going to get you some cleaner air, the main reason we have that filter is to protect your equipment. So dirt, dust, debris, that is the number one reason for breakdowns. So if we go too cheap, it lets all that stuff get through. If we go too expensive, it restricts too much of the airflow. So we've found MERV 8 is kind of the perfect middle of the road. So
Gotcha.
All right, that makes sense. Wes and Ashley from MSP Plumbing Heating Air are with us in studio. Okay, how about this? The thing you always hear, keep the thermostat at 68. Set it, forget it. Is that actually the best plan? Do you guys have your thermostats at home at 68?
I have my thermostat at 68 most of the time. I would say if you use a schedule, that's okay for most of the year. But when we get into extreme heat or extreme cold, I would keep it set at one temperature, because if we let it drop down to 62 during the day, it's going to work for basically the entire rest of the day trying to catch back up. If we keep it at 68, it's just going to kick on as it needs to. Like I said, more of the extreme heat and extreme cold, that's when I would leave it set at 68 or 70, wherever you're comfortable at.
Yes, I'm ahead of the curve. I'm at 67 all day long. Let's go, baby. We're winning.
67, right on.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Slippers,
be
baby.
Okay. All right. I feel it. So extreme this time of year. Okay, we're gonna keep it steady. I'm glad to know I'm thinking of all these things, because now when I heard you guys are coming in, I'm like, yeah. What's been the biggest problems I've had? What are some other things people forget about? Is there anything we can do ahead of time? Beyond the filter with the system, where we're not making it harder for you to fix it, but what do we, Ryder?
Well, can I ask? I just got off the phone with Casey, the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Test Line. He has a filter question. He has a 4-inch filter. He says that you guys said to change it about every 4 months, but he has some whining that's happening in his furnace, and he says the only thing that stops that is changing the filter. Does he need a service call, or should he just keep popping that filter in and out?
I would say anytime you're getting any type of weird noises with your heating system, it's best to have it checked by a professional.
Okay. So not
furnaces-
just doing the filter swap.
No, typically furnaces are somewhat good at letting you know that something's wrong. So when you start hearing weird noises, inconsistent heat, anything like that, that's when you should get it checked. But you should actually get that furnace or heating system inspected once a year.
Okay.
When we do those inspections, that's going to go through the whole system, check all of your major components. We're going to do a safety evaluation. We're going to check, make sure there's no carbon monoxide leaking out of the home, anything like that, or leaking into the home.
That's not good.
No, that is the main reason we recommend getting those inspections done. So.
Okay.
All right, I got a text on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. Wally has got a question for you, Ashley. He's just curious, what's the oldest piece of equipment you've ever worked on, boiler or otherwise?
Actually, just last Saturday, I went to about a 60-year-old American Standard furnace, no heat.
Uh-oh.
A what?
A 60-year-old American Standard.
Holy moly. 60 years old, still functioning, still kicking.
Well, it's got some parts that need to be replaced. I'm going to go back today and try to replace it, but trying to also talk to the customer about upgrading so he can have better efficiency.
It might be time to update that, baby.
I would say so. Hey, well, I was thinking, so in any field, from cell phones to medicine, things are updated constantly. How often with furnaces, is there a new design or a new development or a new breakthrough where you're like, oh, this changes the game? If somebody's got a system that's 25 years old, should they be in the market even if it's working fine? If it's 10 years old, how often are we getting new and improved systems?
As far as how often are they changing, I would say it's probably a yearly thing at this point.
Wow.
They're always coming out with different designs, different ways to be more efficient, try to get more longevity out of it. I would say the average life on a furnace in Minnesota, because they're getting used, 8 months out of the year, it seems like. Average life on them is anywhere between 12 to 18 years. But that's, again, why we recommend doing those inspections. Hopefully we can catch issues up front before they leave you without heat or leave you in a situation where it's not safe. And when you were asking about what can people do, so another couple things you can do in your home is checking your batteries in your thermostat. A lot of these newer thermostats are battery powered, so if those batteries die on some systems, it will cause you to not have heating or cooling. And then your carbon monoxide detectors. So while they are just the last line of defense for you, checking those batteries, making sure they're not expired. So those should be replaced every 5 to 7 years to make sure you're protected.
All right, awesome. MSP Plumbing Heating Air. The website is mspplumbingheatingair.com. Are you guys? You serve the entire Twin Cities? Pretty much. If someone needs a little help.
Yeah, like I said, it's over 100 years now. We've been serving the Twin Cities metro community, and we're gonna keep doing it for the next 100 years.
Okay, well then, first things last, I should say. It's an important question for both of you, and I apologize in advance if it's going to cause any discomfort. I'll start with you first, Ashley. First concert you ever saw, what was it?
Tim McGraw.
All right.
Wow.
Tim McGraw.
That's a big one.
All right. Yeah, that's not like a club gig.
No.
You and a bunch of country fans out there having a good time. What about you, Wes?
My first concert was actually a Slipknot concert.
Holy
There we go.
buckets. That's how you jump directly into the fire.
Iowa
It's a Slipknot
boys.
concert when I was like probably 12 at the XL Center, so
I was at that. I think I was at that show.
it was fun.
It was. I mean, that's just Slipknot is just chaos, is what it is.
It was an interesting first experience for a concert. I'll say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, jumping in the deep end. I like it. All right, Wes and Ashley from MSP Plumbing Heating Air. Thanks for coming in, guys. Enjoy these next few months when we all forget all of the great advice you just gave us and you have to come and fix our systems. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having us on. Again, like I said, now's the time to get that furnace tune-up done, get that safety inspection done. That's our number one priority, is making sure your home is safe and comfortable for you.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys. Hey, we got a little bit of time left. In fact, just enough time for the last word. And as it is Friday, that means it's time for the last word from Mark Twain. Here we go. The human race has only one truly effective weapon, and that is laughter. That's it. That's
There
all
you
it
go.
takes. That's what
I
works.
got it.
It always works. You know, that's nothing wrong. And Mark Twain, I mean, the crap he said in his sleep was probably pretty smart.
Damn straight.
Without doubt.
We certainly hope everybody has a great weekend. Paul Fletcher, what's happening on this very radio station next?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to kick out some serious jams. Queen, Midnight Oil, Simple Minds, Iggy Pop, and we'll go commercial free just after 11:45.
And we will see you this afternoon, too, at the St. Paul Ice Fishing and Winter Sports Show at the St. Paul River Center. 3 o'clock, friends.
Yeah, 3 to 5.
3 o'clock.
Me and Ryder handing out the free high fives.
Sounds like a plan. Keep it right here on Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.